There we go.
All right, guys, welcome to the Powerslaves Show here with Lori and Toby. And we want to welcome our guests. It's Dario and Simone from Drakkar. Welcome, guys.
Hi. Hi there. Hi, everyone.
How are you guys doing?
What's up? Well, fine. It's, we're just starting to see a little bit of easing up on the restrictions for COVID and stuff. So finally beginning to see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. So feels good. Shortly we should also be able to finally get back into the rehearsal room together again.
Awesome.
So very much looking forward to that.
I definitely don't blame you. Tell us a little bit about Drakkar. You guys have been around for a good 25 years.
Yeah.
Tell us
forever, basically.
Yeah, give us a little background. Where does the band name come from?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the name of the band is one of the kinds of Viking ships, the ones with the dragon head. Mm-hmm. That's where it comes from. And the name was chosen actually by the person who created the band, who was the original bass player, who hasn't been with us in a very long time, but made up the name and the logo and stuff. And we're still on good terms with him. So cool. Very cool person, and that's it. We started back in 1995, and so it's been quite a long journey. Even if I'm the only one left from the original lineup, but Dave, the singer, has been with me since 2000, so 21 years and counting. So he's been there for most of the band's history as well.
It's longer than a lot of marriages, right?
So yeah, it's been a long journey, but we're still enjoying it very, very much, and still have the same passion that we had. Of course, with a very completely different life right now. As we started out, we were just university students, but now we are grown men. Sometimes it's a bit harder to find the time to do everything, but we still find it because we love doing this. So we're not going to stop until we have good ideas to carry on, and the pleasure to play live, which is something that we're very much missing at the moment, and hope to be able to get back to it soon. So that's it.
When did When did you join?
I joined the band in 2017, so almost 4 years ago.
Okay.
It was summer, I remember. Dave called me, and I answered. Before I start, my English is not so good as Dario, but I will try to.
It's fine.
To make me understand, please pardon me.
Oh no, you're fine.
I was a friend of Dave from almost 20 years. He sang with me in an old power metal band, local in my zone, and later on, 17 years on, Dave called me, and I joined the band so gladly. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're glad to have you.
Oh my brother, I love you.
That's awesome. So you guys are doing great with your current lineup then.
Yeah, definitely. It's been it's probably the strongest in such a long time. The one that we had just right before, it was a great lineup with great musicians. But the fact was that, both the previous bass player, who was also called Simone, and the previous drum player, Paolo, they were both very busy with other musical projects,
Yes.
Simone is the bass player of Mortuary Drape, which is a pretty big name in black metal in Italy.
Right.
Probably the most well-known black metal band from Italy. And Paolo was also playing with other projects and stuff, and also they were a little bit far away in terms of geographically, so we couldn't really meet much. So it was a great lineup, but just logistically, this one works better because we have more. The guys are I mean, Drakkar is their main band for them. So it's that's just it's just great. It kind of makes a difference when you have to schedule things.
Absolutely.
And also we're much closer to each other in terms of being able to get to the rehearsal room. So that's why I was saying we're looking forward to be able to do that again.
Absolutely.
It's also marked a difference in how Chaos Lord was done. Because for the last records were done almost all with me writing most of the music, and then we just met a few times to flesh out the songs together with the other guys, and they came out pretty good. But with this one, with Chaos Lord, we actually did something that we hadn't done in 15 years or something, which is writing the album together, really in the rehearsal room, and rehearsing the whole record before entering the studio. And I think that it's been important for us, because it really gave this lineup an opportunity to grow together, and we had an opportunity to do a very, very good album, which I think is partly because of this, of this very fruitful and collaboration that we had, and the way we wrote it all together. It was cool, and it was something that we hadn't had the chance to do for a very long time.
Excellent.
Excellent. Now, this is a question for both of you. What got you all into music? I mean, did you start when you was a child, or?
Well, for me, it was, when I was a kid, I wasn't really interested. I was kind of a late listener, because I really only started being actively interested in music when I was in high school, and I was around 14 years old. Before that, it was just, whatever was on the TV or the radio, or cartoon theme songs and stuff,
Right.
But then when I was 14, I think my father brought home a cassette tape, which was a best of for Dire Straits, and
wow.
so Dire Straits was the first band that I really liked to listen to, and taught me basically to love music and bands, And then after that came the Queen and Guns N' Roses and AC/DC, Def Leppard. Those were the things that got me into rock music. And then from then, it progressed, and I find out about metal, of course.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Went from there.
And then, so then what made you decide to play guitar then? I mean...
Well, it was mostly those hard rock bands. So it was mostly stuff like, as I said, Def Leppard, AC/DC, those kind of things. My father always played the guitar as well. So he wasn't a technical player, but he knew chords and stuff, and he could play a couple of songs. So he just, there were guitars around at home, so I'm surely that helped in my decision to start with that. Actually, I think if I had the talent for it, I probably would have liked to be a singer at the beginning, but I soon realized that I wasn't made for it, So I just picked up the guitar and said, okay, let's try this and see if it goes any better.
Right. What about you, Simone?
Go, Simon, it's your turn.
What about you, Simone? As far as, were you a musician when you were a kid, or was it something you picked up later?
Yeah, I was a kid because I had the luck in my life to have my father that is also a musician. He plays piano and church organ in later years. And when I was a kid, he introduced me to piano, and I studied piano for almost 3 years. Then I was a younger boy that came into rock. So at the age of 14, like Dario, I was pretty engaged with rock and metal. So Guns N' Roses and Metallica were my favorite players, and later Iron Maiden, so the big one.
Yes, absolutely.
And I found a bass in my house, because also my father was when he was younger, he was a bass player in in a local band, but not really rocky band. So I start to use it as a toy.
Oh, gotcha.
When I was a kid, yeah. But later on, the instrument found me. We can say, because I found this instrument very well fit with my character, and enjoy to tie the band, tie the rhythm section with the melodic, and so engaged with my bandmates to the early years. Then later on,
being the
also,
backbone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the rhythm section
Yeah.
really is the backbone. I mean,
Absolutely, and the bass, I mean, is so crucial in that, like Simone said, it has to bring together the drums and the melodic instruments and the guitars. So it's really essential in that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So you guys have put out a new album called Chaos Lord. Would you like to give us some insight of what that album is about?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said before, it's been created by all of us together. So though I'm still the main writer in the band, it's really an album to which everyone contributed in a very strong way, and especially Simone. I mean, Simone has been, since day one, since he joined the band, has been very, very cooperative, and sending me his ideas and riffs and stuff, and I can bounce ideas off with him and always get a prompt response. So it's great. It's great. I've been in a mood where I had been writing almost alone. I mean, Dave always contributed to the vocal lines, but in terms of the music and the structure of the songs and everything else, from the musical side, I was very much used to be working alone, and from many years. So it was great to find a new partner in Simone on this. It gave me new ideas and fueled really the band in a new way, which I'm very glad for. And I think the album came out pretty good. I mean, in terms of lyrical themes, it's the usual Drakkar thing. So it's the usual mixture of some high fantasy and some science fiction here and there. It's always about stories and storytelling,
Right.
Which is what I really like in metal music, that you can tell these outlandish stories and stuff, and
Right, and they're all
use
different.
it as a metaphor. you
Right, and they're all different. It's not like it's not like a concept album, and all the songs are
No.
about something different. And then, of course, you've got your anthem, your horns up, and
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, Horns Up is a song which our singer Dave likes very, very much. And,
I like it. Come on, not just Dave, we like it too.
It's a lot of people like it actually. It's but for him, I think he loves the lyrics, of that song, and I think it's very sincere and passionate, and I don't know. I mean, it really talks about how it is to be in a band, in an underground metal band. So all the difficulties that you have to face when you go on stage, and you have no time to do sound check, and the food you're being given is really really shitty food, and all of those things that happen when you're in an underground band.
Right.
It's about all that, about how all those things still do not put you out, do not void you from enjoying what you're doing, because it's like passion. I mean, the moment you are on stage, every difficulty that you had during the night up to that point, and every difficult situation, it's forgotten immediately, because there's just the passion for the music and the passion from the fans, and it doesn't really matter if it's just 20 people there or 100. I mean, it's really all about giving them some energy and getting some energy back. So
Oh yeah.
we all like that. We all like that song, and that's a little bit different from from the usual fantasy and science fiction stuff, but it's cool. I mean, we do not feel like we have to adhere to a certain theme forever. You know, it's just every song can be its own little word, and sometimes it's fantastic, and sometimes it's more grounded, and